Last night, possibly early this morning technically, I put up a video talking about find that was discovered in Antarctica by another channel called Hypnotech. Now, going back and watching my own video, I saw things that I even missed. And this morning there was another viewer that goes by She-Wolf that said, "You missed this thing," and it's an amazing thing because I was describing tunnel vision in that video and I was suffering from it myself. Now, in today's video, Hypnotech has no idea what he discovered. The connections that this led to is going to show something that goes all the way back up to Brazil. The thing that we were looking at, Polo Norte, and that series of lights, you're not going to believe this. I can't wait to show this to you guys. Now, where to start? This is Hypnotech's channel. Thank you, by the way. All of you who have gone and watched his videos. He's gone from 500 and some subs to 1,500 and some subs. So, well done. And once again, Hypnotech, if you're out there listening, you probably need to sit down because you found something amazing. Now, going back about as far as you can in history, royal blue, sometimes referred to, mistranslated as purple, has been associated with the gods and royalty. This is, of course, King Tut. This is pottery from that era that shows this color, this very stark, bright, vivid blue. It's been in Europe, it has been in South America, and even those who were charged with creating likenesses. This is a wooden carving of one of the pharaohs. I can't remember which one exactly. I think this might be King Tut. It had to be adorned in blue because that was the color of royalty. Now, this is King Willem and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. So even in modern times, we see this. But here's where things get interesting. The last two Viking kings, this one is Canute the Great from the early part of the second millennia, around 1015, 1013. And I want to get this name right. Harald Hardrada always wore this color. Now, what does this deep, dark, royal blue have to do with anything with Vikings or leaders or Antarctica? Well, let me show you something. In his find, he showed this platform, and let me get the right year here. Actually, this was his first find. Let me go to his second one. It's over here. Okay, here we go. I want you to look closely, very closely, in the background. Around these, and I've seen it before, these craft, there is this royal blue glow. Now, I didn't think anything of it, but in ancient times, people were very visually oriented. They associated colors with things, and of course, a craft coming down out of the heavens would of course be occupied by the gods, so to speak. And we see this color. Now, this is one of the first times I've seen it so stark, associated with a very clear craft. And it dawned on me, wait a minute, where else have I seen this color before? Up here in Antarctica. Pardon me, Brazil. This is a lot to keep track of. There was a series of green and blue and red and white anomalies near Polo Norte. And let me zoom in and show you this. I don't think these are ground-based. I think these are craft. I think the satellite has accidentally picked up the energy signature, some type of exhaust plume or glow or shielding, something to do with the energy signature of these craft. Because the color is identical. It's royal blue. And I found a dozen of these. Now, I had also mentioned earlier She-Wolf, this viewer that had said, you missed something. Well, let me show you what it was that I missed. A long time ago, I had found the image of a Viking, and we only used it in one video. It was back in September, and I'd actually lost the location. It took me a couple hours to find it again. But look very closely next to this platform. Do you see it? The beard, the mouth, the scowl, the nose, the eyes, the hard forehead, the ridge here. Now, if this were just one that we had found, you could actually even see here this almost looks like some type of a helmet. And of course, it looks like there's been some damage over the years, but this is very clearly a sculpture of a head of a Viking. Now let me show you the other one. Once, maybe. Twice, no way. And this was a tough one to find. And strangely enough, this discovery came from another viewer, and I don't remember that viewer's name because it was so long ago. Once again, we have the nose, we have the beard, we have the helmet. Oh, and look what's right next to it. I've described these things as looking like what they call telltack craft. This is just all way too much of a coincidence for me. And you can see, if you look very closely, this purplish royal blue around this sculpture. That craft, discovered by Hypnotech, with that purple adorning around it, for lack of a better word, connects all of this. I now very much wonder if the Vikings made it as far as what we know to be Magallanica Sive, or what we call Antarctica. And let me address one thing about Antarctica real quick. One of the reasons Antarctica isn't this completely frozen wasteland simply because it's at the South Pole. It's a frozen wasteland primarily because it is so isolated by the ocean currents around it. No warmer air from anywhere else on the globe has an opportunity to get anywhere near this continent. And that has to do with this break right here. And that's why the investigation into that happening in 1700 as a result of the Hawaii earthquake in Japan is so important as well. Because if you take away these currents, meaning you put a solid land bridge here, and you don't allow those currents to swirl nonstop, at least in what we call Western Antarctica, this area here, it would have changed the climate dramatically. It would have been a lot more like what we see in the tip of South America. And I'm not saying that being at the South Pole doesn't help, because it's got no light for months at a time. And this area, Eastern Antarctica, even during the time when Magallanica was settled, probably had higher elevations that were ice and snow, nothing but. We have those, Canada and parts of North America. Even South America has higher elevations with ice and snow. It wouldn't have been an either or thing. But this find changes everything. The color here changes everything. It looks like this craft is getting ready to take off, because it looks like this royal blue plume has something to do with the engines, something to do with the energy signature. And that would make sense to history, because going back all the way to ancient Egypt, they associated this color, the one you're looking at, with royalty, with the gods. And we even see that in ancient Viking leaders, ancient European leaders. That color is all over the Mayan and the Aztec empires and is associated with royalty. This is the connection. And sometimes you just can't make this stuff up, because Hypnotech, I mean, God bless you, I know this is hard work, and sometimes you just don't find things and you can't find the words for it. And believe me, I felt like giving up too, and I'm glad that you got back into it, because if you hadn't found this, you wouldn't have allowed me to make all of these connections. And down in the description, actually first pinned comment, I will put all of these different links to Canute the Great, Harold Hardrada. I don't think I probably have to tell anybody about King Tut, but this is this is the reason that I do this research, because when you can connect all these dots like this, it's just exciting. It is absolutely some of the most gratifying work that you could ever do. And once again, thank you everyone so much for your support of not only this channel but his. I'm really blessed to have gotten started when I did back in 2016, and right now it's a lot steeper climb for new channels. So everything you can do to help him out and help him grow, please do. But thank you everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.